Hi, everybody. I'm Doug Miles. Thank you for joining me today here on YouTube. I have another in my series of celebrity interviews I've conducted on my radio show here in Sarasota, Florida. And I've had a chance to talk to Ed McMahon several times on my radio program. Here's one of those interviews right now. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more interviews here on YouTube. 30 years as announcer and right-hand man of the undisputed king of late-night television, Johnny Carson has made Ed McMahon a household word. He's one of the most recognizable faces and voices in broadcasting. His radio show, Ed McMahon's Lifestyles, airs coast to coast and around the world on Armed Forces Radio and right here on 1220 WIBQ, Sunday evenings at 9 p.m. right after the Big Band Files show. It is a great pleasure to welcome Ed McMahon to the Suncoast Magazine today. How are you, Ed?
I am great. It's good to talk with you, and I enjoy it. I was listening in on eavesdropping on your interview, and it was very interesting to learn, the various things that go on in the different minds of men and women. So
yeah, that was
quite
fun.
an interview. A very good job.
Oh, appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, it's fun. We get a lot of books like that. I know you do a lot of those on your show, Ed.
Yeah.
Books like that.
It's interesting, the whole idea that, that there is this difference that makes us each attracted to each other.
Oh,
that's
really?
what we're attracted is that difference. And it's interesting that there are a lot of books about it, and we're learning more. It's so funny. There was a line from Paul Reiser when he had Mad About You. Do you remember that television show?
Sure.
And at one point she said, "We have to talk," and he looked at the camera, kind of, like musing, and he said, "Nothing good ever followed those words." We have to talk.
I know. Even in the business world, when the boss says, "Let's talk for a minute," it's never good, right?
Nothing good ever follows. We have to talk.
Well, congratulations on that radio show, Ed.
Thank you. I love it. I was already on the air this morning doing something, and I love it. What happened was I had to rebuild my house. I had a kind of a calamity here with some things can't talk about it, but because of a situation, I had to totally gut my house and rebuild it. Now, the good thing of all of that is that it is rebuilt, and I'm back in it and very happy. But I took a closet. While I was doing that, I took a closet off my office, and I work in my home. I work out of my office, and I just took this closet and made a little radio booth.
Oh,
so
great.
I'm in there, and we were hoping this morning to be broadcasting with you from there, and we didn't have it quite hooked up properly, but that's the whole place where I do my show. I tape it from in there. My partner is down in Universal Studios. He's got all the bells and whistles. I just have a microphone, and for your audience, it's a line. It's called the ISDN line, but it's just a line that gets me connected to him, and then we get Paul Lazan on another phone line, and I interview Paul Lazan, and I love my little radio booth. In fact, I like it so much, sometimes on Saturday morning, I just go in there and read the paper in there.
Yeah.
I'm so comfortable in there.
We're going to actually have Ron Seggi on, Ed, I believe next week or 2 weeks from now.
Oh, are you? Great. Well, that's my partner that I mentioned.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to him as well.
He's on the other coast at Universal.
That's right. Actually, we got your this week's show today, Ed. I just was putting it together in the other room and to be broadcast this Sunday. So it's a lot of fun. Just for the folks that may not be familiar, you interview not only celebrities, your friends in show business, but a lot of book authors and people, maybe diet help. It's a lifestyle show, right?
Yeah, it's all of it. It's called Lifestyles Live, and the whole idea is that it just encourages people. I mentioned Paul Lazan, and to give you an idea how this can help someone, Paul Lazan, first of all, beautiful, wonderful broadcasting lady in our business, but also Paul Lazan is a mother and a wife. She's got to be the soccer mom. She's got to be ready to go to the black tie affair that her husband's business is having. Whatever it is, she has to be a wife and a mother. In addition to that, somehow she has to do a daily live radio or television show, or both, but she gets the job done. So we talk about that. We also talk about her career, everything else that's going on in the world, but the fact that here is somebody getting it all done is a great inspiration to a listener who's a little overwhelmed or a little put down with everything they have to get done this Friday or whatever, and you hear somebody in our business doing the job and still getting everything done. It's inspirational. But then we talk with exercise people, we talk with diet people, I've had the Hellers on. I'm sure you know them, the doctors that wrote the book about, they started this whole carbohydrate craze situation, that and they have about 10 books out, and they've got a new thing out called, it's about cravings, the cravings that we have to deal with. We have to, somebody made here at the house the other day, they made a chocolate pie. Now, I would normally not think of having a chocolate cake, yes, but not a chocolate pie. So I had one bite. I'm madly in love with chocolate pie. So we talk about that, the pitfalls that you can fall into. You try something like a chocolate pie, and it's very tasty, but it may not be the best thing for your waistline.
No, not at all. I know you always say hello to your Marine buddies, because you're actually aired on Armed Forces Radio too, aren't you, Ed?
Yeah, I am. We go around the world on Armed Forces Radio, and I worked when I was in Korea after the war ended. I was a pilot, and I flew 85 missions. But when the war ended, there I was sitting with nothing to do, so I volunteered to run a radio station. And I became the night man on this radio station, just so I could broadcast. So now I'm on Armed Forces Radio again, which is wonderful. But I always want to, salute all the guys and gals. But I always have to have a special Semper Fi in my heart for all the Marines.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. That's of course.
They're doing such a great job. I'll tell you, that's not the easiest thing they're in. Boy, it's tough.
Now, we just actually first guest today, Ed. We had Rich Little on. He just came back from a USO tour over there.
Oh, did he?
Said,
that's great. Yeah.
He was mentioning the guys and women over there. So yeah, it's very important for morale, just not only live performance but your radio shows as well.
Yeah.
The MDA telethon, unfortunately, down in Florida this past year, a lot of it got preempted because of our hurricanes.
We were down for the first time ever.
Yeah.
We didn't exceed the year before, which was always Jerry Lewis's goal, and we attribute it totally to Florida because we were only on one station in Florida rather than the whole network of Florida. And I think they're going to do something to kind of make it up. I don't know what that exactly is, because I couldn't go to the board meeting. I'm on the board, and I was on the phone from wherever I was. I don't know where I was, but the board meeting was in New York, and I was on the phone someplace. I couldn't be there. I forget where I was. But anyway, I travel a lot, so I don't know where I was. But I was on the phone for the board meeting, and I couldn't stay on the line, and I didn't hear what those plans are. But you'll be hearing about it. I'm sure somebody will be talking about it. And Ron may know when you talk to him. He may know something about it. But the idea was to try to have like a little mini telethon just for the state of Florida.
Oh, great.
To kind of make up for what they lost in the revenue. But we were down over $1 million, and we attributed totally to the fact that we could not get into Florida. And Ron and I have been commiserating with one another because I sympathize with, he went through, the 4 hurricanes that in a row. Well, we've had rain out here. For the first time today, I heard you can get up to my house on the 2 canyon roads. We were isolated up here. I'm up on the top of a hill, and you only can get here by 2 canyon roads, and they both were wiped out. So I just heard this morning, while I was broadcasting, my son came in and gave me like a thumbs up that the roads were open. But so we've been commiserating with one another. But what we're dealing with is compared to the rest of the world is easy.